Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly forecast for July 5th, 2020. I am your spiritual life coach, Susan Saucier. Our world is changing, and we'll never go back to what it was before. And we as individuals are changing as well, and we are given the opportunity to go back to what we were before, or accept that change is necessary so that we can grow and expand our horizons. It's as if we woke up one day and our world as we know it was gone, and we were forced into making changes. Many of us experienced fear, uncertainty, anger, and all kinds of emotions. Most of us like to control our outcomes and to be given restrictions and have to learn new ways without anyone asking our approval, or if we even wanted to take this leap into the unknown, left most of us feeling as if we landed in some unknown planet. Yes, it's all been a bit overwhelming. But what I want to bring into your awareness is to take the time to really look at what you have accomplished. Being forced into change is never easy, but sometimes change is what gives us the opportunity to grow and to evolve. Look at the different ways that you had to create different ways of communicating and new ways of getting groceries and new ways of doing all kinds of different things since this began. Somehow you adjusted, mostly because you had to, but you adjusted, and because of that, you allowed yourself the opportunity to grow and expand your world. In order to create something new in our lives, we oftentimes have to let things collapse so that we can restructure and rebuild. Our world has been needing rebuilding for quite some time, but this also applies to ourselves. So while our world is restructuring, we are also doing the same within. If we remain the same and continue to live the way we're living and work and do the same routines day in, day out, eventually it's like we're just robots performing mindlessly. And we didn't come here to remain stagnant. We came here because we wanted to grow and evolve and learn. So with every change, know that there is often fear and uncertainty. But with every change, there's also the opportunity to have faith and excitement. New beginnings are awaiting all of us. And now is the perfect time to do the inner work so that we can expand and create what we truly desire for ourselves and for our outside world as well. For when we do inner work, we're changing who we are, we're changing how we see things, we're changing how we feel in a more positive way. And that vibration ends up sending this frequency out into the world, so the world begins to create and change in a more positive way as well. So while this week may be a bit of a bumpy ride, we do still have 5 planets in retrograde, pushing us to make changes, pushing us to, really do some inner work and look at ourselves and recognize what changes need to happen. So it may be a bit bumpy, but know that you have already proven how powerful you are and that you have the ability to overcome and persevere. Even when change happens when you least expect it, even when change happens when you didn't ask for it, So it's a time to really look at the past few months and recognize that even though you were thrown into this change with many restrictions, you still found ways to make it through. Might not have felt great, might have had some really rough days, but without that, it wouldn't have given us the opportunity to find new ways of coping, new ways of healing. So use this time to really focus on what needs healing and what's coming up for you. And don't be afraid to look at that, because if you don't, it's going to come up again and again in your lifetime. It's almost like just taking the time to review it, look at it, recognize where it's coming from, make peace with it, forgive if needed. Sometimes we even have to forgive ourselves, and release it and let it go. For it's time to move forward. We are in the second half now of 2020, and while it still may be a very bumpy rest of the year, each day and each week brings you the opportunity to grow and to heal, or to sit and be miserable and complain and be angry, where that's only going to lower your vibration and make you feel more in pain and more depressed. So instead, my message for you this week is to have faith and recognize all the things that you did accomplish over these past few months that are positive. And nurture yourself. Love yourself. It's a great time and a great opportunity for you to really look within and bring about the changes that you desire. Use this time to be more compassionate when you're communicating. Use this time to nurture yourself and find your strength. Sometimes we have to be vulnerable and open to allow that. Many of us have walls that are so high to protect us, but at the same time, these walls are keeping us from moving forward. Wake up to the truth of who you really are. Use these opportunities to release old identities and old habits and free yourself. And thank you for allowing me to share my messages with you. And please feel free to leave comments below and let me know, what you're going through and how these messages are hopefully helping you move forward during this difficult time on this planet. And if you are enjoying these messages, please like and subscribe, because that does help me get the message out to as many people as I can. And with that, I will speak to you once again next week, and I wish you lots of love and light for this week ahead. Bye for now.